everyone. Welcome back to our series on Reality Transurfing. In our last session, we explored how new knowledge arrives from unrealized sectors of the field.
Today we turn to a very different kind of question. How do we respond to life's challenges? This topic is called the needy, the indignant, and the fighter.
Zeland identifies 3 common roles people adopt when pursuing their destiny. By the end of this video, you will see why none of the 3 actually work.
You will also begin to understand what the transurfing alternative looks like.
In any situation, a person tends toward one of 2 extremes.
One extreme is to be swept along passively, like a powerless paper boat in a current. The other is to row stubbornly and exhaustingly against the tide. Most of us live somewhere between these 2 poles, shifting from one to the other. Neither extreme leads to genuine freedom or a life well lived. Transurfing offers a 3rd path, and we will come to it in time. The first role is what Zeland calls the needy. A needy person has no real goals and is content simply to exist. They allow other forces, pendulums, to take control of the direction of their life. They believe fate is predestined and that there is nothing they can do to change it. In a way, they are right. That life path does exist as a potential reality in the alternative space. But they have chosen it by default, not by design. All they can do from this position is complain and hope for mercy from higher powers. The needy person begs, either from a pendulum, or from God, or from the universe. They abdicate all responsibility in the manner of, it is all in God's hands now. Zeland does not dismiss faith, but he points out the problem with this position. God has already given humanity the ultimate gift, freedom of choice. To refuse that gift and simply wait for rescue is, in Zeland's view, a form of infantilism. There is a Russian joke Zeland uses to illustrate this perfectly. A man lies on his sofa and prays, "God, make me rich. I believe in your greatness." God, exasperated, replies, "Listen, you could at least buy a lottery ticket." The joke captures the absurdity of abandoning all initiative while expecting divine intervention. There is also a hidden self-importance in this position. To imagine that God personally attends to your request for a morning newspaper is quite grandiose. The needy person blames obstacles and bad luck, never seeing their own role in creating them. Those obstacles, Zeland explains, are balanced forces responding to the excess potential of self-importance. The second role is the indignant. If the needy person begs, the indignant person demands. They believe they are owed something and express their satisfaction loudly and relentlessly. Zeland describes a man at an art gallery who dislikes the exhibition. Rather than leaving quietly, he has a tantrum, stamps his feet, makes threats, and breaks things. He believes he has the right to force the world to meet his preferences. Naturally, he is punished for this behavior, which makes him even more resentful. The indignant person never considers that they are a guest in this world, not its owner. And by generating so much excess potential through dissatisfaction, they only deepen their problems. The third role is the fighter, and this one seems more admirable at first. The fighter takes initiative. They refuse to accept defeat. They push forward with determination. Compared to the needy or the indignant, their stance is more productive. But Zeland asks, at what cost? The fighter's life is relentlessly hard and demands enormous amounts of personal energy. The fighter believes they are battling for their own destiny. In reality, they are entangled in a web that grows tighter the harder they struggle. Every hard-won victory only confirms the belief that success must be painful and exhausting. This belief spreads. It shapes public opinion. It becomes the norm. And pendulums benefit enormously because the fighter's self-importance feeds them constantly. Zeland offers a vivid metaphor for how pendulums drain the fighter's energy. Imagine making your way toward a goal through a crowd of pleading beggars. They bustle around you, block your path, and grab at your clothes. You apologize, justify yourself, hand out money, push them aside, and force your way through. You finally reach the goal. You are exhausted. The energy spent on actually achieving the goal was small. It's just enough to place one foot forward. The rest went entirely on battling the crowd. That crowd is the pendulum sustained by your importance and your resistance. Public opinion is largely shaped by pendulums. The belief that goals are difficult to reach is a projection of outer importance. The belief that only extraordinary people achieve great things is a projection of inner importance. Both beliefs serve the pendulums, not the individual. The fighter may eventually reach the finish line and feel genuine joy. But they will never realize how much energy was spent feeding the pendulums along the way. If only they had known how to disengage, the journey could have been far lighter. So what does transurfing propose instead? The answer is simple to state, though it takes practice to embody. Do not beg for what you want. Do not demand it. Do not fight for it. Simply go ahead and get it. This is the natural position of someone who takes responsibility for their own destiny. It does not mean passivity, and it does not mean aggression. It means moving forward without generating the excess potential that creates obstacles. To do this, inner and outer importance must be reduced. When importance is released, the pendulums lose their grip. The obstacles that once seemed immovable begin to fade on their own. Zeland closes this section with a question worth sitting with. None of the three roles, the needy, the indignant, or the fighter, are the transurfing path.
So what role does transurfing offer to the person who wishes to be the master of their own fate?
That question will be answered as we continue through the book. For now, simply observe yourself this week. Notice which role you tend to slip into when life presents a challenge. Do you beg? Do you demand? Do you fight? There is no judgment in the observation. Awareness is always the first step. Let us briefly recap what we have covered today.
There are 3 common roles people adopt when facing life's challenges.
The needy surrender responsibility and wait passively for rescue. The indignant demand what they believe they are owed and create conflict. The fighter pushes hard against resistance but wastes enormous energy in the process.
All 3 generate excess potential, which feeds pendulums and creates more obstacles.
Transurfing offers a different path. Go ahead and simply get what you want. This requires releasing importance, both inner and outer.
When you do, the obstacles begin to dissolve of their own accord. This week, observe which of the 3 roles you default to under pressure. Write down one specific situation and the role you played in it. We will use these observations as we move forward into the next session.
Thank you for watching, subscribe, and see you in the next video.